Our belief is that a happier animal, an animal that's had a stress-free life, is going to result in a much better ultimate product that you're going to be consuming. The difference between, I feel, as far as a commodity, and I'll put unhappy and commodity in the same phrase, and then a healthier animal that's able to live outdoors and express their natural instincts, is mostly, you got to look at two things. One is the stress throughout that animal's daily life. So in pig farming, where they jam them all into a giant, barn, shoulder to shoulder, they cut their tails off when they're piglets because out of boredom, these animals chew the other one's tails, which will then what? Cause infection, which then they got to give them antibiotics and everything else. So that's one side of it, is that's telling you that that's an unhappy animal, that it's sitting there just shoulder to shoulder, nothing to do, nothing to root around in. And the same with a chicken, being in either a cage laying eggs, a cage that's the size of a shoebox, or being in an open barn now, which is cage free, but they're literally like packed in shoulder to shoulder. And now the industry is having problems with cannibalism because these animals are fighting each other because they're unhappy and they're just stressed out. And this is what that manifests, that stress manifests this animal to produce more, cortisol, more chemicals within their body, but more importantly is, what are they being fed? That's what I always think. So those two things go hand in hand. You don't necessarily have somebody that cares and loves for the animals, keeping them shoulder to shoulder in a barn where their manure goes through a slatted floor, and then feeding them the best feed. So it's really them trying to find the cheapest feed, right? It could be potato chips off of a potato chip factory, or any kind of manufacturing byproduct that then goes into their feed because it costs them nothing. Bread is another thing. They get all stale baked goods, right? Bagels, and they feed them to these animals. It's like, that's going to go into you when you eat that. So to me, having a healthy animal, having an animal that's both eating well, just like with us, and enjoying and having a happy life was, I think, part of the deal. Like when we domesticated animals 12,000 years ago, it was like, we'll give you, a roof over your head, shelter, and we'll feed you and protect you from the predators out there. But in return, you're going to end up, having to sacrifice your life for our table and for our food. But it's kind of, I view it as a deal. So you got to hold up your end of the bargain by treating that animal right and giving it a good life, ultimately, which is going to result in a better product for you. We all know what stress does to us. It's going to do the same thing to the animal. It's going to raise cortisol levels. It's going to affect muscle growth and everything. So to us, having that happy animal, eating organic feed, being outdoors, doing the stuff that nature intended it to do, which is a pig rooting around, running around, rolling around in the mud, a chicken scratching, eating insects, those are normal behaviors that instinct tells these animals what to do, not taught. So that tells you that animal's happy. That also tells you that animal is healthy. And it also tells you that nutrition and that healthness that's in that animal is going to come to you when you ultimately have that product.